She was on my mind again, stranded on an island in the waves. The sun, the sand, the whiskey, and the salty sea. And we drank the night away. Yes, we drank the night away. Took me straight into a dream. Memories fade and love can hate another time. The night we drank the night away. Yes, we drank the night away. Said to Mary and there's driftwood there on the beach, let's go and float away. Not this time, cause we have wine to keep us warm. The night we drank the night away. Yes, we drank the night away.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Thirsty Thursday podcast.
Dude, I am so fucking thirsty, Derek.
I am
so
too.
thirsty. I'm drinking water.
Well, good for you, because this is the last day. By the time you guys hear this, we will be hungover.
Hopefully
Hungover.
very hungover.
This is the last official night of Sober October.
Holy crap, dude.
We cut it early just a little bit so we can go catch In the Trenches tomorrow at Norton's.
They start at 6:30, by the way.
Go
Which
celebrate.
I guess
with
if
them.
you're listening, it doesn't matter because it already happened.
Yeah,
But we'll be there.
and I am.
I'm glad it's
Stoked.
inside too.
Yeah, come on, man! You got a big Viking motherfucker singing.
I mean, that
Yeah.
would be badass out in the snow and shit.
He'll be all right.
I'm just thinking of their equipment, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm glad-
It would be
I didn't
badass to watch, though. Fucking
I didn't even think about that until you said something the other day about it.
yeah, I kind of been watching it for several days, and I'm like, man, it's gonna get fucking cold and snowy,
Yeah.
maybe. And
I suppose
That
that's what
fucking wave.
happens. It's getting wintertime.
yep, it's coming really fucking quick. So if you haven't found out already, if your heater works or not, call Alpha Heating and Air and have them come out and check your heater or your AC unit. I don't know why you need your AC unit right now, but we might have like a third summer or something come on. I've seen weirder things happen.
Yeah, we're in Kansas. You never know when you're going to need to kick that AC back on real quick.
But if you turn your heater on, you're freezing balls, you figure out, oh shit, I'm in trouble. This doesn't work. Like the fucking kid on the back of the bus with his finger up his nose, like, I'm in trouble. You give Alpha Heating and Air a call, they'll come hook you up. 316-765-4492. Give them a call because you don't want to freeze to death.
It's
Right.
that. It
Promise
is
you.
that time of year now. Seems
You
like
also,
we're
you also don't want
talking-
carbon monoxide poisoning either, Derek.
that too. That could be bad.
Right.
It just seems like we were talking about getting your AC tuned up not too long ago.
I know. Where's the time went?
Now we're talking. I don't know, man. I don't know.
We didn't have a lot of downtime between hot as fuck and cold as fuck, though.
No. I feel like this month it just kind of flew by because we were sober the whole time.
I know. I feel like we've missed a lot, but I also feel like we gained a lot.
Yeah, I'm fucking glad it's over. I know that. I've been slacking like a fucking, I don't know what,
Slacking.
on my diet though. Yeah.
I've brought it back into the good realm. You know,
I have not. I didn't get too awfully bad, but it hasn't been real good either.
I was at a fucking old Chicago yesterday, and that was rough.
Yeah, I bet.
Although I was surrounded by a bunch of Mormons, and many of whom were not drinking, so that kind of made it easier. It's not like everybody was pounding beers around me, you know. And
Did they convert you? You gonna start knocking on people's doors and
no,
no?
but I do like where they live. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you sent some pictures, man. That shit looked very nice.
But I think for the first time ever, I had a vegan meal because it was about all I could have at the old Chicago. But it's something that you actually like, and I don't know if you knew it was vegan or not. The
What's that?
artichoke dip.
Oh, I knew it was keto and shit because that's what I've eaten quite a bit this month.
That shit was fire, man.
Yeah, I
I
know.
eating all the fucking peppers and the cucumbers.
I
and
get that
like-
shit at Old Chicago because if you go in there from like 4 to 7 at their happy hour, that shit's like $7 or something. So
Right.
fucking, that's more than a meal. I get that and share it with my kid and stuff. So
Yeah, it was quite a bit, man. I did eat the bread that came with it or whatever, but I was like, you know what? I deserve this bread.
So before we forget, that song that you heard at the beginning of the show was Tequila Ridge and the Pirate Song.
It's one of their older tracks.
I was almost waiting for the SpongeBob SquarePants theme to start playing.
Yeah.
You heard the ocean in the background.
You hear the bells and the
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
nautical
Yeah.
sounds.
Very cool
We'll say
song,
that
though.
shit reminds me a little bit of Dropkick Murphys in a way. Not full on, but like I hear like hints of it. You know what I mean? Like the song "Rose Tattoo" comes to mind a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's why I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, Tequila Ridge is good about they like to do some different stuff.
I never heard that from him, and he's Glenn sent it over, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I heard this side of you guys. I never even
Right.
heard him play it live or anything. You know,
I have not either. I have to start yelling it out at him.
play the fucking pirate song.
Start making that a thing now.
Props to Glenn for Sober October. He did a hell of a job. He, I think he said he lost 35 pounds or something like that. Fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, something fucking crazy.
I
he was
didn't
just
even
on a-
come close to that, but
He was just on a liquid diet, like
it's crazy.
for how long was it? Like 26 days or something like that.
Yeah, something nuts. I don't know how he did it. Playing shows too, that'd be super hard.
Yeah, sober and yeah. Props to him because I couldn't keep that
I'm a
shit
fucking
up.
fatty, dude. I had to have some fucking calories, dude. Like,
Yes.
I go walk 5 miles. I need some fucking calories. Big boy needs his fucking energy.
Yeah,
I will
dude.
say
I
it's getting
did.
easier though.
I did not make it the whole month doing keto.
No, I did for a couple weeks, but I mean, it came to a point where there's other people in my house eating too, and not everybody just doesn't want like fucking chicken for dinner like every night or
Right. Yeah, dude. I gave it a good go, but hey, I stayed sober. That was the whole objective.
Yeah, yep.
No
Me too.
caffeine,
Me
weed,
either.
or
Nope.
booze,
None of that.
or any stimulant of any sort.
I don't even miss the coffee, to be quite honest. And I remember looking back in the beginning, and that was something I was probably most concerned about was caffeine, and with the new baby and everything. And
Oh, I've had some days, man. Like today, I was fucking dog shit tired. I was ready for. I was close, man. I needed some caffeine, but
I've smelled a couple cups of coffee with some creamer in it. It smells delicious.
pushed through it. And, yeah.
Are you gonna wake up in the morning and have a big old cup of coffee, Derek?
Does it end in the morning? I meant to ask you guys that. When does it end? As soon as we
I
drink
think-
that first beer, or
I don't know when it
Morning.
ends.
I think I can hold off on the caffeine anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really miss it, man. I just kind of wake up and I don't know. It's a hard
Dr.
cycle to
Pepper,
break,
though.
though. I'll tell you that.
I do want a Dr. Pepper.
Right?
I'm missing one of the.
I had like
No.
a quarter. I had like a quarter of a root beer at one point in time in the month, caffeine free. Might I add?
Yeah, I've noticed when you can't drink iced tea, you start noticing shit like most places, like a lot of restaurants, or well, like barbecue in particular, do not have water.
What the fuck?
They don't care for the H2O. So I
There's
had to-
water in tea.
yeah, but I had caffeine. I couldn't drink the caffeine part.
Yeah.
Now that I'm back to it, yeah, I'll get off of that and I'll have fucking tea and I'll be fine. But
I don't know. You got to have water. I don't understand. Like, I mean, even having a fountain thing, like you'd think they'd like have like a little lever on one of the drinks where you can hit it and it's just water.
yeah, I know, right? Nope.
I mean, thought that came pretty standard with soda machines.
Not Boss Hogs. And then Travel and Smoke, they got a food truck, so that's a little bit different, but they still have like cans of pop and bottles of tea and shit, but they don't have bottles of water.
Man, that you'd think they would totally capitalize on that. How cheap bottled water is if you go buy it like by the case
Yeah.
at the store. Like you just sell them for $1, dude. I mean, don't gouge people, but those things. I mean, you could buy a fucking case of them for like $2 or $3, dude, and make hell bank. It's not like water goes bad.
Yeah, but so I had lemonade a few times. That's a Sprite a few times. You know, nothing big, but my first drink of soda was what was that, probably a week ago. It's fucking weird.
I know.
Going like 3 weeks without any sugar whatsoever, and then all of a sudden you fucking throw a soda down your gullet, dude. It was
you're like
fucking
zing.
whoa, what the fuck was this? But yeah. But I don't have a fucking bad problem with soda anyway. It's like
No.
energy drinks are the worst thing for me. Like,
And I was reading actually the other day that it takes like 6 gallons of water. Like if you drink 1 20-ounce energy drink, like a Monster or something, it takes
Mhm.
6.3 gallons of water to flush that out of your like liver and all your system and stuff. And
really.
it said the normal person doesn't even drink that much water in a month. So I'm like, fuck, dude,
How many gallons?
6.3.
God, that is a lot.
So I mean, I got to figure during sober October we were probably drinking, maybe a little less than a gallon a day, probably. I mean, I know I was.
Yeah, give or take.
I mean, because a gallon's 128 ounces. So I mean that's
I thought it was 64 ounces.
no, 64 ounces is not no.
Oh,
A gallon's 128. But really, for our weight, we should be drinking about a gallon of water anyways. Our body kind of needs that.
yeah.
You know, you're supposed to for your weight, I heard you're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces a day. So
Yeah.
a gallon's pretty fucking close, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
somewhere around that neighborhood. And I was trying to drink about that much every day. But yeah, I can't imagine people drinking Monsters every day. I mean, just to put that into perspective, how unhealthy their body actually is.
Yeah,
You know?
I see people fucking just chugging them. Man, I have one a day. I will not. Yeah, and you get those big old fucking massive fucking Monsters and shit. I used to be guilty of that shit though.
The BFC, the big fucking
Yeah,
can.
I used to be really guilty of that shit too, getting those and just fucking chugging them down. But
I don't really like I don't know, like the normal flavor, the original flavor Monster.
yeah,
I'm the biggest fan of it. It's just like syrupy. You know what I mean? I've always gravitated towards that like extra dry or super dry or whatever, kind of like the white wine, like dryness. You know, the small, like I don't even remember how big, 12-ounce can I think or something like that.
yeah.
I mean, that's always kind of what I've drank historically. But man, after reading that article, I was like, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna be drinking them anymore.
Right,
man.
no shit.
Man, I've only cleared out, you know, a
Oh, you don't
couple of
realize-
Monsters.
You don't realize how much what is bad for you. Like you just it's in your face all the time, you know.
Yeah, I see why America's so fucking fat now, dude. I really do. After being sober and like eating good for the month, pretty much good for the month, it's like, man, you can't even go out to eat hardly, dude. With you're just things that seem healthy. You would think, oh, that's healthy. It's really not. I mean, it's healthier than other shit
Right.
on the menu,
Yeah.
but it's still not that great, you know.
Yeah, it's fucking it is crazy, dude. Because and if you listen to just certain ads and shit like that, dude, the way they almost coerce you into just treat yourself, you know.
Oh yeah, it's okay to be comfortable in your body. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
you got to be
what's
healthy too.
comfortable? Yeah, you should still. I mean, you can be comfortable. You can still have that piece of cake, but like, you need to go for a fucking walk afterwards or something.
Yeah.
Such a good balance. Like,
Don't starve yourself, but also watch what the fuck you eat. Like I
yeah,
figured,
because
I mean, I figured that out. I kind of knew that anyway. I'm not stupid. I just didn't care to acknowledge it.
but you just weren't paying as close attention as you have been.
No, but going through this month, kind of proved to myself that all right, you can go a month without drinking. It's not gonna fucking kill you. You're not gonna fucking it's not gonna drive you crazy not being able to drink. You can go 2.5, 3 weeks and eat really fucking healthy. It's not gonna fucking kill you, you know. And then look back, maybe in a few weeks and go, okay, well, I made it fucking 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. Let's fucking let's try to get one more week on there, and eat, but
Right.
eat right. But it's mix some salad in there, dude.
Oh
Don't
yeah, get
fucking
your vegetables, man. They're actually
don't wolf down a
delicious.
bunch of soda and fucking fast food and stuff. That's simple shit to.
It's like a cycle. And another thing about it is there's a couple things, a couple points I wanted to make. Like with being surrounded with that like old Chicago menu or whatever yesterday, just looking at it and all the calories and stuff. Tracking calories all month. Everything I eat, I've been tracking the entire month. Tracking with the exercise that I've done, and I'm like, man, if I eat that, I'm gonna have to go walk like 3 fucking miles to burn enough
Yeah,
calories to
I'm
fucking
not that
even.
disciplined, but
Well, I mean, that's kind of what way I was thinking, because I definitely want, and I've touched on this like almost every week, definitely want to burn more calories every day than I take in, because I know the effect, what the end result is of that. And I know if I go out and splurge and have a fucking big ice cream or, something or candy or whatever, I'm going to have to fucking go walk a few miles, maybe for a couple days, to like kind of get that shit out of,
yeah,
clean my
absolutely.
system out. And, man, it makes that temptation to eat that ice cream and splurge like that. It makes me not want to do it near as much, because I'm like, man, I'm going the wrong way, and I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to have to go walk fucking 6 miles tomorrow because I decided I want some fucking ice cream today.
Yeah, you just don't want to ruin the progress you make, and I mean, like you said, ice cream here and there is fine, or cake, or dessert, something, but
But go
just
burn some calories, yeah.
be conscious about it, dude. Don't just wolf everything down without regard.
There's
Like, cause
people
I
that
look,
do that every day, man.
man, I used to be one of them. I'm not gonna fucking
Oh yeah,
lie.
me too.
But I mean, I've ate like shit for a long time, and that's a fucking tough habit to break, dude. The eating
Yeah.
shitty. It's fucking way
It's
convenient.
cheaper. It's cheaper. You don't have to cook, and it fills you up, and something in your brain goes, "Oh, I'm happy now." You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that and like, I mean, it's the convenience, and it's just that's a few bucks. Fuck it, I'm gonna go. Just go grab a fucking couple cheeseburgers and a large soda and some fries, and shit is terrible for you.
it really is, and
But
it's
I'm guilty of it, and
yep, me too.
it's a tough fucking thing to get out of. That's why I said a few weeks ago, like, people are out there trying to better themselves and get over that shit, man. fucking proud of them because it's
It's
tough.
It's tough. It is tough.
It's tough. It's weird that I don't know how long I've fucking been steady drinking, but probably since I was about 17 years old. Drinking and smoking is a fucking way of life, right? And then fast forward to 36, I have an easier time quitting booze, which I've been steady doing for fucking almost 20 years. God damn, I'm old. Then stopping the shitty eating, you know, like that was what I had more cravings for just food than I did booze, which
It's
is
kind of
crazy
odd,
to me.
isn't it? It's food is a hell of a drug, man. And
Because you don't look at that in the sense of addiction, you know, like you think of drugs and booze, cigarettes as an addiction, but you don't think of food really, you know.
food is probably the worst, one of the worst drugs.
Shitty food is,
Yeah.
and that's a problem.
But it's also, I mean, so is good food though, because like if you eat clean, you feel great.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, those first couple weeks or so, man, I was feeling good. I mean, I still feel pretty good now, but
I think I've slacked a little bit in the walking sector.
But definitely have.
These last couple days, I definitely ramped it back up. You know, I wanted to finish strong and not kind of putter through the end. And, you know, I'm still eating good and still making myself go for walks when I don't want to.
Yes,
And
yes.
I think
like
I'm gonna.
I said, I don't
I think
have
I'm
that
gonna. I think I'm
dedication.
gonna keep walk. I think I'm gonna keep doing the walking thing. You know, because I mean, I see results, so why not continue that? But definitely, once the beer and shit comes back into play, it's gonna be harder because, you know, like I said earlier, I'm gonna have to go. Okay, I drank 5 beers. I'm gonna have to go burn 500
Right.
calories or whatever. And
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to burn a whole lot of fucking calories after tomorrow night. I cannot wait for that fucking beer. That glorious fucking. Sounds like he's got some dark ass beer on tap too at Norton's.
yeah, he's got a couple ones he's tapping. Some pretty strong ones too, like
Hell yes.
10, 12. That's some strong shit.
Fucking.
But they
A.
sound amazing. One of them's like a brownie fucking
Yeah.
a brownie porter or stout or something. I don't know. It's kind of intriguing though.
The only beer I have not cared for from Norton's was that Pigless Fire Ritual.
I didn't even ever have. I might have had
The one
that.
that had bacon
I didn't have
bacon
that one.
infused. It was, I don't know. I didn't care for it.
But did again, somebody else out there probably did.
Oh, I'm sure it went over well. It was something on my palate, man. I didn't care for it. But I swear to God, every other beer there's just fire.
Right.
That
I'm
fucking
so
tower
excited.
tower of power, man.
Is that where it's going to go down? Or are we going to sample what I got going on? Or I guess it kind of depends when you guys end up coming up or whatever. But
Yeah, and we may have a pretty awesome opportunity tomorrow for. I don't think anybody knows. We haven't put it on the station or anything.
no,
right?
we're just internally talking here and trying to sort things out to see what's going on with it. But stay tuned. There could be something really fucking cool coming to
Should we
ICT
tell 'em-
Radio.
should we tell 'em,
No,
or?
no.
No, it'll be over with by the time the podcast comes out.
Yeah, but it would be it would probably slap it on next week's, I would think, or its own episode, maybe.
I think
don't
it's
know.
an episode.
Probably its own episode,
Or
but
I don't know. I'll be pretty proud of this one. So we'll
yeah,
just slap it everywhere.
right. We'll put it on the station, even probably.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Anyway, yeah, stay tuned.
I hope it.
I'm sure by the
happens.
time this comes out, you'll know all about it.
And I think we have plans to talk to the Trench Bros as well.
Yes.
In the trenches. We've never met the whole band.
Might have to do like a special weekend fucking podcast or something.
Yeah, maybe.
A fucking Halloween special. I don't know. I guess that's on Thursday. Well, happy Halloween. Shit.
Right.
But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to catching up with those guys, and they've been kind of quietly harassing us in their podcast.
Bastards.
But Josh is giving us shout outs too, so
Hey, we made it, dude. We fucking
I
made it.
fucking have zero idea how, but we
Hey,
made
we
it.
didn't have to, we don't got to fucking get kicked in the head. Like, none of that.
Right.
Holy shit, man. Like, I can't believe it's over. I mean, looking back about a week or so ago, I was like, man, this would be a long fucking week. But really, it went by really fast. Really, the whole month did. But
Yeah,
I'm
it did.
excited.
It went by really fast. Yeah, I'm excited, man. Oh, good Lord.
I'm ready to drink beers with the band again and all
I
that.
know, right? Just
We've kind of
so-
just been focused on being really sober and covering football games.
Oh, that
on
took
the-
a lot of focus, a lot of fucking dedication to stay sober. No, I mean not a lot. Whenever in social circumstances.
Man, we had some cool opportunities to get really hammered with the band that we had to pass up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's
I know.
probably for the best because we probably would have got sloppy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would have done something stupid. Said
Right.
something stupid. You guys would still be laughing about
been
it.
all loud and shit.
Oh yeah. That's what
So
I'm here for your
Derek's gonna
entertainment
start getting
purposes.
fucking a lot louder again.
Yeah, I'm I don't know.
Hey,
I'm
drink a
looking
beer during our podcast too, man.
I know.
It's a thirsty Thursday, and I'm over here sipping fucking.
I've been craving fucking
Water.
vodka, man.
Really,
Mm-hmm. Don't know why.
dude?
Or
I was
dark
plotting.
ass, a dark ass beer and some vodka.
Man, I was plotting on the plane, dude, like how to get booze into the airport, dude. And hey, here's a fucking life hack for all you listeners out there. If you ever want to take booze into an airport, get some of those travel size bottles, like 4-ounce travel size bottles. You know, you can have a bunch of like little 4-ounce liquid bottles in a gallon Ziploc bag. And what you do is you just start filling booze. So then when you get past security, you just buy like a Coca-Cola or a water or whatever. I don't recommend it with beer because your beer wouldn't really be cold anymore. But imagine going to the airport with like 12 ounces of whiskey. And you just bloop, dump it in your fucking bottle of Coke or whatever. Instead of paying those $12, drinks, guess what? You just life hacked, baby. Woo!
Yeah, I don't fly, so
Well, maybe your listeners do, Derek. And I do, so I'm definitely using it in the future. Because
I build airplanes
nobody-
for a living. I don't fucking.
he's like, I build them. I don't need to fucking fly out them. Fuck them.
I see how they're built. I see the fucking idiots that work on them.
Well,
Happy ass on the ground.
I just don't want to pay fucking $10 or $12 for a drink. I mean,
I guess that's universal. I don't either. In an airport, on a plane, on a train. In a crane.
in a crane. Now, I don't know if you're supposed to be operating heavy machinery, especially a crane.
That would make me insane.
It would. Fucking Dr.
Damn,
Seuss
I'm
over here.
lame.
Fucking Dr. Seuss over
Oh fuck yeah!
here.
I'm
Give you a
losing it.
pen and paper, let you write the next fucking Dr. Seuss book, dude.
So, yeah, you that would you'd have to sell those at like truck stops, dude. You can
Call it 1 thing, 2 thing, 3 thing, drunk thing.
yeah, it'd probably turn into a dirty Dr. Seuss book. Filthy. Kids
That
can
would-
read it, that's for sure.
Right?
Walmart wouldn't sell it.
Now you just make it all PC, and then the pictures are just have hidden shit in it.
Yeah, like fucking Walt
Like,
Disney or what?
Yeah. Just put a penis on every page. Just hidden.
I don't have that much time or effort
Well,
to be hiding dicks and illustrations and
I don't know that you can really illustrate very well either, but just be like a stick figure with a dick. Dude.
Yes.
Like, way to hide it, Derek.
That's pretty much the extent of it.
Couple Bob Ross trees and big old stick figure behind it peeking out with a dick, dude.
Oh
Hey.
shit, man.
By the way, this is episode 67, I believe. Am I right?
Fuck, I don't know. You're supposed to be in charge of this.
I know, but you're supposed to keep
I
track.
think so. I think you're right.
Man, how do we lose track? Like, we do this every week.
Yeah, it's 67.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm good then, I think. But I always make sure I don't forget to announce the number in it, because the people who listen every week would be lost. Probably not, because it's probably in the fucking title. But I don't know. In my brain, I have to say it. So, Derek, what else do we have planned coming up? Anything special?
You know what? No. Not
We do have,
anytime soon.
no, not for a few weeks, I don't think. I do know Thanksgiving we're playing a show.
Yeah, at the new stadium.
Yep. So if you're fucking tired of your family, ready to get the fuck out of there, or you're hanging out with your cousin you haven't seen in a year or a couple months or whatever, you want to get out and do something? Come watch us
on
play
down
some
to the
music.
new stadium.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time. We play from 9 to midnight. We know you probably took the next day off. I know I did.
I was already off.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
I took the next day off because I want to have fun. Sober October's over. I can have some drinks.
Oh,
And
I
not-
usually get pretty wrecked on Thanksgiving.
That and just makes for a longer weekend if I do that. So, smart move on my part.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that one. We have it on high authority. Mr. Dan Carmichael says everybody shows up at the new stadium on Thanksgiving night.
There's probably not a lot of places open, really, if you think about it. So,
Yeah, that's what the thought process is. So,
well, hey, even if you don't like our music, come fucking drink. We'll be cheery and merry and happy and probably really full. I don't know. Other than that,
yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be real mobile that night. I might just sit down on the fucking,
everybody's gonna be sitting.
might not be the most energetic show we ever played, but you never know. You fucking couple of good days meal and then a bunch of booze the end of the night.
Oh yeah, I think we'll be good. I don't know. Either way. Other than that, I think we just have some studio dates coming up where we're gonna go record some stuff, which that's coming quick, so we're gonna need to work on that shit. But
Yeah, Gus was supposed to come down Sunday and he didn't. But
no, Gus, you're calling you out, Gus.
oh well,
He's-
I'll let him-
He's
let
been
him
playing
rest.
a lot. He's been playing quite
Yeah.
a bit.
Playing tonight, as a matter of fact.
Is he?
Not Thursday night, Tuesday night when we're recording this.
When's he playing? Kirby's?
Kirby's.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I guess we'll who's the interview this week?
I believe.
Oh, it's left
Without
Notice.
notice. Yeah.
That's right.
That'd be a good one.
Before we get to that, we are gonna play a brand new fucking band, brand spanking new band.
They're good.
Stubborn as Crows. It's called Tupelo. Dude, this song came across, like, I had to ask him. I was like, "Are you guys from Wichita?"
Are you
'Cause it
sure?
sounded- yeah, like, man, this sounds really, really, really good. Not to say that Wichita doesn't have really good sounding music. It just sounded like way different than what we normally hear.
Yeah, we haven't heard a sound like this, and I mean,
It's
I
got
guess there's like a touch where you get kind of like a 3-second Zero to Panic vibe, but not.
Yeah, you get some horns in there, and you get. But I felt like a kind of a red dirt folk kind of.
Yeah, I don't know what you
vibe
classify
out
it
of
as.
I'm curious. I want to hear the rest of their.
They have
rest of
more
their
music?
songs. I think so.
They're playing shows, right?
Yeah, I don't know. They're pretty mysterious, man. I don't have much on them.
Huh.
Kind of talked to them through email, but yeah, I don't know. But I'm digging the song. I know that when I heard it, I was like, "Holy shit, dude, this is good! Like, this is super good."
I was like,
Well,
okay, I gotta
Let me
listen.
know when you're gonna play. It was like fucking on the next podcast, like ASAP.
No, it's great, and I think this is a band that a lot of bands I think are this next year going to play with. Probably.
I believe so.
I mean, we might even play with them. Who
I hope
knows?
so. But the sound that they have out of this song, I don't know how the rest. I mean, I've heard one song from a band that sounds completely different than the other, you know. So based on this song, they have a sound that can mesh well with a lot of bands. Like you can play with rock, or you can play with acoustic acts, or country acts, or bluegrass, you know, kind of all over the spectrum with what they could do. But
It's a good place to be, I think.
I'm actually pretty excited about hearing these guys. So they do have some dates potentially, but nothing set in stone. But keep an eye on our Facebook page, because as soon as we know something, you'll know something.
Yeah, I want to go see them.
Yep, I do too. But anyway, without further ado, we'll shut our mouths and let you guys listen to this fine music from Stubborn as Crows. The song's called Tupelo.
Oh, the days of the falling rain, when it's hard to feel anything, you're growing old, you're getting late. It's a new morning, sundown again, when you find your skin's feeling thin from waking up in the same old scene every day. And all I ever wanted to know is when you were going to show my Tupelo. My Tupelo. When you find the time by your side that doesn't need everything, you know, got the skies to show. You can feel the years just rolling by, like a freight train always running behind, and you're growing old, you're getting late. And all I ever wanted to know is when you were going to show my Tupelo. My Tupelo. Roll your eyes in the rain, like two fogged over window panes in your mind. Is a weather vane where you mess up your hair and then you mess up your mind. And when I ask you, you don't got the time. You're growing old, you're getting late. And all I ever wanted to know when you were going to show my Tupelo. My Tupelo. My Tupelo. My Tupelo.
Welcome to the Thirsty Thursday Spotlight, featuring interviews from top Wichita acts and artists, recorded live from beautiful Red Cat Recording in Peck, Kansas. Listen up, you knuckleheads. Here's your host, Glenn Shipman.
What's up, knuckleheads, on a Thursday in Wichita? Man, we're back here at Red Cat Recording. Beautiful day today. I think it's going to be beautiful the rest of the week, and then we're just going to have the panties drop out of this. I don't know. You know, it's going to be cold.
It's nice to have at least a week of fall, though.
How was your
Kansas.
vacation
It's not too
last
bad.
week?
You know, it was pretty good. Went up to Colorado for a couple of days. Kind
Was
of
it
a
cold
whirlwind
out
trip.
there?
No, it was the perfect weather.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
just perfect. We threaded that needle. You know,
Yeah.
it had been cold before, and then it kind of warmed up, and we was there for the warm-up.
So you
It
get
was
any
snowing.
snow? Because it snowed
The
in
day we
Goodland.
left, the day we left, we had a little bit of snow that morning. So, no, it was perfect. And just in time for the aspens to change color.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful land out there. Love it.
Yeah.
So now we're back here.
Yeah, isn't that
You know,
crazy? It's 4 hours either way, and you're just in a different country almost. You know, it's like,
it really is, you know. But you know, driving those canyons and those passes, you know, it's fun at first. But if you got to get anywhere, and if you're there for days, I mean, holy cow, I'm so glad it's flat out here, and I love it. I love.
But they don't have any bugs in Colorado either.
That's true.
You know, that's one of the benefits I would want of moving out there is no mosquitoes and all that crap. So,
Yeah, I've heard
you know.
that. I've heard that. Oh well.
Yeah, we played Hayesville Fall Fest this weekend, so it was pretty cool. We get to watch Brother Jukebox play their set and
I did not
Danji.
realize they were playing with you.
Well, they played the next day,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, got to see the guys be on a real stage with real sound, and you know,
That's kind of
they-
starting to be a first thing for them too.
yeah,
They're
they were kind of starstruck in a sense
I bet
because
so. Yeah, that very first big show with the full band,
Yeah.
that's a hell of a deal.
yeah,
Well,
it was cool. Yeah, I got to hear their full electric band and stuff, and that was pretty neat.
They're building something pretty cool over
Yeah,
there.
I think so.
That was the car show.
You know, I walked over there for a little bit, and it's like it is every year, just packed full of cars. You know, it's got to be one of the best in the city.
I'm such a car guy. I wish I would have been there.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we have some special guests in the studio today.
Who's
First, we have
these guys?
Tim, our general manager of the station. Tim, what's
Hi,
up,
Tim.
What's going
brother?
on, Glenn? How you doing, Luke?
How did your interview go last week, man?
It was interesting.
Yeah, what are you doing here, Tim?
I try to model myself after Glenn, but I don't know if I'm doing as well, or the production quality is definitely not there.
Yeah, my part's easy. The part that Luke does is the difficult part.
Right.
so.
Yeah, he does a great job. We sure appreciate what you guys
do.
do.
Go on.
We have the guys from Left Without Notice in today. We have Garrett. How are you, Garrett?
Yeah.
And Evan.
How you doing?
So, what's up, fellas? What's been happening with Left Without Notice? You guys just had a show at the Elbow Room. Well, as we're hearing this, it was 2 weeks ago, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No, we had one at the Elbow Room, and then, of course, we're doing the podcast this week, and then we also have one that will be passed once this is out. So it'll be.
So you're playing as the listeners are hearing that the following weekend, which was last weekend, we're at.
which will be at Mad Rocks before the
Mad
Birds.
Rocks with For the Birds. We love For the Birds. You know, they're a favorite on the station. But Tim could tell you guys are a favorite on our station too. Tim really likes your music. and
That's why
has
I'm
been
here.
talking it
I
up and-
wasn't going to miss talking to these guys. I really enjoy, their music on the station, and to see them play live is a whole nother great experience. So.
Thanks, man.
So, and your drummer Ty is not able to be with us. You guys are just a three-piece band, right?
Yep, just a 3-piece.
How did this all start?
Actually started with Ty and I.
Bass and drums, huh?
Yeah,
That
bass
sounds
and drums.
reggae to me.
Yeah, very. We actually went to Mulvane High School together, and we were both a part of the jazz band. And
Oh, for real? You were?
Yeah.
Dude, I
Awesome.
was in jazz band too in Mulvane. I graduated in 97.
what'd
Yeah.
you play?
Guitar.
He
Okay.
was born in
Yeah.
96, so
Oh, yeah.
97.
Yeah, so that was...
you were born in 97?
Yeah, 97. Yep.
So
Yeah,
there was no
that's like
crossing
your
in
guys-
that.
No crossing. You did not see me around.
Yeah, I graduated high school in 1990.
Oh.
So, yeah.
What'd you play?
I played trumpet for a jazz band, and we lost our bass player, and that's when I was like, I kind of want to give that a shot, see how it
Yeah, 'cause
pans
they're
out.
basically
And
the same instrument, trumpet.
oh, completely, no difference whatsoever. But yeah, ended up playing bass for a little while, and yeah, it was just Ty and I. We just kind of started jamming out just a little bit, and then we met our first guitarist. His name was Michael, and we would actually play up in Ty's parents' attic. Yeah, their house is an attic now. Yeah, yeah, we played up in his attic, and from there, I mean, we were just kind of jamming, goofing around. We didn't really have like a set vocalist, just playing covers. It was really just more just to hang out, just kind of as friends, like as opposed to an actual
That's
band.
how a band should start, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. You
Friends
your
first.
friends first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
So about when was that? That was.
oh man, 2012.
So you guys have been around
2013.
about 5 or 6 years then?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Except we didn't find Garrett until
they-
2014. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Probably really
15?
about 15 or 16.
wait, what?
Had to be 15. It was when I was in El Dorado.
Oh crap! Yeah.
Yeah, so
So they picked you up how?
crazy enough, they put out an ad on Craigslist.
He hasn't killed us
And-
yet.
yeah, yeah.
We used to
planned
call
on
that penny power in our day back in the day.
basically the people that cruise
just a flyer.
Craigslist. But yeah, I messaged them, and the weird part is it actually took probably 6 months to get an audition.
Yeah, just about.
Wow.
Yeah, it took quite a while. I'm not sure what was going on, but
School.
basically,
We're both going to WSU.
yeah,
Yeah.
And finally, after about 6 months, I think it was actually over winter break that they had when we finally got an audition, and it was 4 people altogether, and I was just doing vocals only. And then we did a couple practices as a 4-piece, and then we don't even really know what happened. But the original guitarist, Michael, he kind of just stopped coming.
Huh, faded away.
Yeah, basically. And I mentioned to them I could play guitar and sing. They're like, well, yeah, let's try it. And then ever since then, we just been a 3-piece.
Yeah, that's kind of the opposite for our band, man. We lose a player, we had 2.
Just keeps growing.
We started off as a 4-piece, got down to a 3-piece, now we're 6-piece. And
But
I
it works.
just met a new guitar player last night at one of the jams that, yeah.
So we're
You're gonna be a
talking,
9-piece
talking
before
about
you know it.
7.
It's going to be like Leonard Skinner expanded. So you guys were probably underage, though, when you started the band. You couldn't really play in bars. So how did that work out? I mean, because Wichita's not known for underage venues.
The best thing ever is
Oh, my
the
Lord.
beards.
Yes.
The beards help
Oh,
so much.
So you were
Absolutely.
playing
Because
places.
Yeah.
We were like, I think I turned 21 around the time that we really started playing a lot of bars. But the funniest story though is Ty. I'm 24 now. Ty is 23. Evan's 22. And so for a while, Evan was the only one underage.
Right.
And we had played at Kirby's one night. And it was so funny
God.
because I invited a friend who came, and he just wanted to come for the music. He was like 19, but he went up to go order food, and the guy behind the bar is like, "Man, you look really young." And then
Carded him.
Right, he carded him, and he caught him, and he wasn't drinking or anything.
Yeah.
He just came for the music. And so he comes up to me. He knew that he had been with us. He's like, "Did you know he's underage?" And I was
It
like,
threw you right under the bus. Huh?
"Right." And I was like, "What?"
We had no idea.
And so he looks at Evan and Ty.
So you had
Oh,
two
no,
pieces.
And
because-
Ty
Yeah.
was 21. Evan was 20.
But the difference was like I had this full grown beard. Ty was clean shaven, baby face,
yeah.
and we're sitting next to each
And
other.
he's
And
looking right at him. And I was like,
Yes.
"Dude, don't ask Evan. Don't ask Evan." And he looks right at Ty. He's like, "Show me your ID." And he was like, "Dude, yes."
and then I was
Evan,
like,
come here.
"Yeah, I'm going to the bathroom like, before anything else bad happens." Oh man.
So was that one of your first shows, or was it?
It was in the beginning stages.
So where are some places that you played that maybe weren't bars that?
The first place we played actually was down the street from where we used to practice in Mulvane. We kind of rented out the Mulvane Street Park stage and just kind of invited friends and family, just kind of as a first get up. And
I did the same thing, boys. The early 2000s. The cycle continues.
right,
That's
But
great.
you got to
I
play
love hearing
places
that.
like Crazy J's Bed Shop, though.
Oh, I played that. I played the Mulvane stage. We put on the same shows. You know, you
Yes.
guys did, yeah. Yeah, we played all that stuff.
yeah, the last 2 years we were the headlining act at the Harper County Fair.
Oh, wow,
And got
nice.
to do that for a while, so that's been pretty fun. It's an August show outside at like 5 o'clock, so it's really, really hot. But it is a good time.
Well, last time we played, you ended up like during our intermission, you went to go throw up, and then you came back, and then like once we were completely done playing and packing stuff up, you were like, "Yeah, guys, I had to actually throw up." Like we were like, "Wait, when did you have the time to do that?" Like we don't ever remember you leaving.
Yeah, I just went around the corner. I just knew it. I knew I'd feel better.
Yeah.
And so I just had to.
So, walk me through your sound, because I kind of got an idea what I think it sounds like.
Right.
But what do you kind of think you guys, if there is something you sound like, but what are some influences you guys have, and if our listeners haven't heard you, you could verbalize what they can expect.
Well, I guess the way I'd say it, an influence for us, we don't necessarily sound like this band from Brooklyn, but there's a band called Highly Suspect who's had a couple big hits lately.
They just came through, or they're coming through.
No, they just came through Wave.
yeah. Yeah,
we
Wave.
actually went to that show.
And he was our DD.
No.
Yeah.
Nice.
But we kind of have they're a big inspiration for us. Really love Highly Suspect. But I think the best way to describe our sound is like if the post-grunge era of like early 2000s, like Seether and the
alternative,
classical alternative sound from the Foo Fighters had a baby. That's us.
Okay. Yeah.
Is what I would describe it as. How would you describe it, Evan?
Honestly, kind of the same way. Just kind of that upbeat, kind of punkish, just kind of very
A transition from grunge to punk
Right.
to yeah.
And it took us a long time to find that groove that worked for us because we've gone through so many different genres of songs to kind of go through, and we kind of found what works best for us.
So you started off with just covers, and
just
what
covers originally.
what was a typical set list like? Just ballpark. So
I remember we did AFI, Miss Murder.
Yep. We did Miss Murder. We did a little bit of Crossfade.
Okay.
Cold by Crossfade.
Yeah, we did some. I think
actually
we did
dated a
two-
girl that just a funny
Right.
cross. She went to their concert. She was my girlfriend at the time. Went to their concert, and then I didn't see her for like 3 days. She went on the road with them. I guess her and the drummer hooked
She's
up.
still your
and,
girlfriend after that?
she wasn't after that, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 6 degrees of separation. I slept with the drummer from.
Yeah.
You're almost Pecker in-laws.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I mean we did some Rage Against the Machine covers, like Killing the Name Over, Bulls on Parade, a bunch of Seether covers. We
did oh crap, what's the band name?
Nothing More.
Yeah, Nothing More. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
we
was gonna
covered
say.
them a lot.
So how's it changed since then? I mean, how many originals have you guys added to a set list? And are you guys playing 4-hour nights? Are you playing 2-hour nights or 1 hour?
I mean the longest set I think we've had is about 3 hours or so, and that's been typically like when it's just us, like at the fair that
Right.
we've been doing, has been about 3 hours. And if we have a 3-hour set, I mean that's probably about maybe 40% covers in that list. But we have a solid hour and a half to 2 hours of originals.
Because you guys have 2 EPs out currently, correct?
Yep.
Walk me through the first EP. What was the inspiration for you guys to sit down and actually switch from covers? Because obviously it's a lot easier to get gigs when you're playing covers. People know the songs,
Right.
And
Yeah.
then you
Especially
gotta,
in like Old Town. or
yeah.
something.
Then you say, well, we want to write our own stuff. What pushed you guys into doing that first E EP?
Really, like we started, like I think Evan and Ty originally wrote a song that we made our own self-recorded EP or whatever in the attic.
In the
Basically,
attic.
yeah.
Was that the name of it, man? If
No, it
wasn't,
should have
that
been
should
though.
have been.
I think we just called it self-titled, but we did
Yeah.
3 originals and 3 covers, and then we had, we were pushing it on like regular CDs that we'd print off at home. And
nice.
Just trying to,
DIY.
get our name out there a little bit.
We had 6 songs on that, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 originals, 3 covers.
Yeah.
And one of them was a song that Evan and Ty had wrote before we ever met. And so we started kind of working with that, and slowly I showed like I had written songs before I met these guys. And then eventually I was like, well, do you want some originals to work on? I'd send them that through a Gmail, because I make it through like Studio One.
Okay.
And just, a really rough cut demo, just, not good sounding. I wouldn't show anybody.
Yeah.
But just
something
something
to
to learn
practice
off
from.
of.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of kept doing that and just kept writing more tunes. And originally we're just like, yeah, let's actually like try to make this like band a business, because we get to do what we love. And
Because once we actually started getting a little bit of money from some of the gigs that we've been playing, that's when we just we were kind of debating whether or not we wanted to disperse it between ourselves or if we just wanted to
Invest
create
it
like
back into the band.
yeah,
Right.
just, yeah. And every dollar we make, it just immediately just goes back into the band. So that's when
cables, gas,
yeah.
whatever we would need.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
And then once we got enough money, that's when we were like, okay, well, let's sit down and actually, record some songs. And
Right.
yeah.
So some of the songs you brought in, what was the process like? Because I know you probably had it all written and in your mind how you wanted it to sound, and now you're giving it to 2 new guys that have never heard it. How did that go? How was it?
Well, you're the one that usually would write the songs and send it to us.
Yeah.
So normally, like, we'd get his songs, like you said, via email. We just kind of listen to it, maybe just kind of like practice on our own time until we all get together, because we have actually made it a consistent schedule to where
without instruction from him saying, I want this to sound like this, or do you put your own parts? And
sometimes we'll kind of edit to our own liking or what we think sounds a little bit better,
right,
or what would sound
It's all
best
open
for
to suggestion.
it's all creative.
I mean,
flow.
kind of in the beginning, it was like, no, man, do it this way, do it that way. But
yeah.
then I'd try to like write out some drum parts or bass parts, which you don't want the guitarist writing out the bass part. It's going to just follow it. But after a while,
there's really nothing special with bass. It's just very simple.
And so after a while, I kind of
That's what's special about it, though, because those guys that put more than what needs to be into it just all indefinitely sounds like
They
mud.
stand out.
So
But then after a while, I just kind of gave them the bare bones of a track and just say, hey, play with this, learn it how it is, and then, add your twist to it. What do you basically serve the song?
are you primarily the songwriter now for your the next EP, and you guys got another EP coming out?
We're going to start work on that.
Good.
Probably around December, maybe January.
It's coming up. So you already got some songs written you've hit the stage with, or
Yeah, there's 2 new ones we debuted at the Elbow Room show, and I think those ones may actually even make it onto the EP, possibly.
awesome.
But
That's a great place to try it out, man.
Oh, for sure.
It's not quite like in the big time where they keep that under wraps until they've released everything. You can go out almost like a stand-up comedian, try out your jokes a couple times, and we have some great venues to do that too, because like you said, the Elbow Room and Kirby's, and it's pretty nice to be able to try your stuff out before you go spend some money on
right.
Yeah. Kind of get the feedback from the actual audience to
Exactly.
see if, yeah.
So you start off with just writing lyrics, or you
I actually started off writing full-length songs, and I just kind of throw it into a studio.
the guitar part first, or
Majorly the guitar
yeah.
part. Every now and again, it'd start off with a drum beat, or maybe it'd even start with like a chorus, just kind of piecing songs together. And there's actually one song that I sent to them, and we released it on the second EP, and it's called I Know What You Like.
Oh my God.
It's a really dirty, raunchy song. And I wrote the chorus just as a joke, because I had that riff written, and I was like, oh man, that'd be funny. And so I just wrote the chorus and sent it to him. I was like, man, guys, this is so stupid. How cheesy. Man, we'd never play this one live. Well, they loved it.
And I'm sure your fans do too.
And well, they're just like, man, dude, like write it out as a song. I was like, okay, I'll play into the joke. Well, then we actually learned it and started playing it, which, you know, I have no problem playing it, and people do love that song. It's fun until your grandmother comes to one of your shows and everyone's like, play I Know What You Like. I'm like, oh god, I'm going to hell. It's scary.
So grandma didn't love it?
I don't think she did, surprisingly.
Earmuffs, grandma, earmuffs.
Well, because actually our whole jam studio, we live, I mean, from where we are now, we're 2 miles away from where I live with my grandma.
Peckers.
Yeah.
Nice
the
to
fellow
finally have you
pecker.
guys here.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, we briefed these guys before we came in. It's like, yeah, you don't worry about cussing or anything like that. But just remember that if you want to use this for any of your promo stuff, and here we are talking about Packers.
It's like you gave us the warning, and here we are.
Yeah, it's a way of life, you know.
Oh, yeah.
South side.
South side.
South side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually currently staying with my grandma. I went through a whole breakup. Was kind of kicked out. Wasn't my fault at all. I'm gonna put that on the record. Was not my fault.
I've been there.
Yeah. But so
Kid,
yeah,
if you're listening, he's single, good looking, and he plays at the Album Room.
Yes.
Pretty sure.
Very,
It's true.
yeah,
you guys will love them.
available. So
Very available.
except it's not very attractive. It's like, oh yeah, it's like
P.O.
I live with
box
my
number?
grandma. Yeah, it's like come over to my grandma's house and we'll
She
hang
lives with
out.
me, so it's no big deal.
You know
Yeah.
who's gonna love you though is your grandma's friends.
Oh my god. It's normally a pinch on the cheek. It's like, oh, he's so handsome, and it's just like, oh, okay, I need to move out sometime soon.
She made the mistake of letting me go through her Tinder one night and swiping right and left for her and talking to these guys that would. Yeah, she's like, well, at least you weeded out the ones that you're not going to like. I said, yeah, I did a pretty good job of that. I made fun of a couple soccer guys, and I guess they blocked her.
Oh man.
So let's get back to music, I guess. Dude.
Yeah, let's not get too deep
we
into
need-
dating.
right.
I don't
It's a whole
know.
different-
I am not qualified.
It is.
for
It is
any
part of
advice.
the thing in music, though, man. You know, you got to be available to people. You know, and
For sure.
you're more available than
Absolutely.
anybody else. So.
And sometimes girlfriends don't follow so well with
Yeah.
that, you know.
Right.
Don't track too well.
Yeah.
No, I mean, all of us have kind of had personal relationships fall apart and hit the rocks. Of course, I mean, I'm sure everybody has.
It's
But-
a different
Yeah.
thing being in a relationship with somebody in a band. It
Right,
really
and
is.
yeah.
I can definitely tell writing tunes when you're in a relationship and when you're out of it how
Oh, yeah.
different it is.
Oh,
Too.
all your lyrics reflect your relationships.
I got a saying I say on stage, man. They're all love songs. It's either about falling in love
Yep.
or getting dumped. You know, it's one of the two of them. You know.
basically.
Yeah.
I wrote a really nasty song about my ex-wife, and she just accidentally happened to be at our show.
Oh.
That's almost
One
as bad as
time-
grandma.
Yeah.
Just so happened to be there. Yeah.
She left in a hurry.
Oh man.
It was,
Yeah.
it was nice.
Well, don't piss
That's
off a
the
writer.
That's the reality. That's just it. It forces you to be just honest. You know, with everybody. You know, everybody
Right.
hears it. You know.
So is that kind of how your lyrics are driven? Is from personal experience?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are. For a while, they were a lot of like slower paced, depressive type of tunes, and I mean that's a mental state that I've dealt with before and I've been in. But
And that's probably your outlet to.
right,
Yeah.
that's kind of what it is. Because I'd tell them, you know, like I mean, I'm gonna write these songs regardless. Like I mean, I've written country tunes, I've written hip hop tunes, and some of them people will never hear because I just, you know, it's kind of like when you turn
we've
on.
heard 'em. And they're hilarious.
Other people.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you turn on. I know Ed Sheeran used it as a description of writing songs. Like when you turn on a dirty tap, there's going to be a lot of muddy water coming out at first, and that's basically what it is. I got to write it and just see how it comes and get it out, basically. And you know, if it's good enough, or I think it's good enough, I'll send it to the guys. Like, man, what's your opinion? Is there anything you want to change? And I think it's been like probably 5 or 7 songs that you guys are like, it's just not our sound, man. Let's not
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, that's
Well-
kind of similar to what I do too. Is I'll get lyrics, and I've got hundreds and hundreds of songs of lyrics that don't have any music to it, and
Right.
and just like you said, getting that dirty water out. There's some of it's just not very good, and then there's
Right.
some parts and others that, and I'll take parts from this one and this one and this one, make it into something, and then on
Yeah,
the
I did a
opposite-
weird challenge with myself 2 weeks ago. And what I wanted to do was I wanted some new tunes, but I wanted to see what I could make happen. So for 7 days, I would sit down for about 2 to 4 hours, depending what it was. And I just write the instrumentals to an entire song piece and try to make each
Good or
one
bad,
different.
yeah.
Whatever comes out, comes out. And so then I started doing like an elimination tactic with myself, like what's the best tune, what one are we going to focus on
Make it
and
a
really spruce
process,
up and
yeah.
then add lyrics to. And like there's a couple that I wrote, and even when I got done, I was like, that song's not going to make the cut.
but
You just
might
have
be
to
part
get it
of
out.
it. There might be part of it that makes
Right.
the cut, though. Yeah, that's
Right, but yeah, that was exhausting actually, trying to write one song per day for a week.
Yeah, and that's kind of a good pro tip too, because I've read some songwriting books, and I'm always reading about articles and stuff, and
Right.
a lot of the Nashville writers, that's what they say to start doing is whether it's good, bad, ugly,
Just pump one out.
not even a whole song, take 10 minutes a day and write something, whether it's a guitar part, whether it's a drum part, whether it's a series of lyrics or whatever. 10 minutes a day for 30 days, just like we're doing our Sober October. And then at the end of that 30 days, you'll see that from the first day to the 30th day, you are going to have an increase in quality. And then,
Right.
then you're also going to have a repetitive,
You're going to have a lot to work with too.
For sure.
yeah. And it's all about just making yourself do something,
Right.
And
Pushing yourself.
Yeah. Pushing yourself to it. So,
Yeah.
so how much changed between the first and the second EP? What was some of the major changes that you guys noticed in the growth? Because it had to have, right?
I think the first EP, because the way that we recorded it was with Dustin Ritter at Bullet Ride.
Mm-hmm.
Well, both of them.
Both of them.
He's moving his studio to
Manhattan.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
But we went out there for Oh No originally because we'd never recorded before. We didn't know how long the process would be. We just wanted to kind of dip our feet in, see how it went. So we spent about probably 4 hours the first day getting Oh No done. And then we came back and recorded 3 more on the same day. Which,
That was a long day.
3 in one day.
Yeah.
Man, it's tough.
Well, it's a 3-hour drive all the way out there, and then 9.5 hours of work,
yeah.
and then 3-hour drive back.
Yeah, and I remember when we got back because I thought that the gas station near your house in Peck would be open at 2 a.m.
Oh, no.
Silly me. And I
oh,
ran
no.
out of gas. Oh, no.
Man, let's listen to Oh No. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's pull it up.
Oh no! Am I mixing up my words again? 'Cause I can't seem to get through to you just what I want through that pretty little head. She said she wants to know, are we a summer thing or are we real? Are we just waiting for the rain to come and to wash us away? Keep me inside your heart like we did when summer began. And we felt Keep the lights down low, 'cause I don't wanna know what she puts inside her lies and what she hides inside her mind. I like to relate myself to Kurt Cobain, and she rolls her eyes, says you're just the same, wasting time on something you're never gonna be. Keep me inside your heart, like we did when summer began. We away, carried away. Still, I keep you just the same. Keep you just the
Man, I think that's one of Tim's favorite songs on the radio.
Oh, most definitely.
That we play, you know.
Yeah.
Tim was a big proponent by getting you guys in here on the spotlight or on the spotlight so that we could, you know, get you guys some more fans and stuff. And that's kind of what we're about here. And
Well, I got to see him live, and I was just so impressed with.
Where was that?
That was at Shamrock.
oh man, what a kicking place to
and-
play.
Man, the sound system there is amazing.
Yeah, Daniel does.
And it was For the Birds that played after you guys. So yeah, it was a great show.
And we blew the power breaker to that. too.
Yeah, that's what he said.
During the first song.
Daniel texted me that night and was talking about that. He said it's the first time he's had that happen since he was there. So
First time
Yeah.
we've had it happen too.
Mhm. Well, because we freaked out because
What?
we spent like a solid, 30 minutes like setting up all the lights and fog and everything, just getting everything ready to put on the show.
And right
And then-
before Evan looks at me, he's like, that power outlet's plugged into that power outlet, and that one's plugged into that one. I was like, we'll see how it goes. 2 minutes into it, bam.
Yeah, like 3/4 the way through the first song, it just everything shuts off, and we're like, okay, show must go on. So we're busting out all the extension cords and finding just random outlets just along the entire bar.
I'll tell you a little pro tip. If you have power conditioners and they're relatively inexpensive, $45 or whatever.
Right.
Plug everything into a power conditioner before it goes into anywhere else. So if you have two separate circuits or two separate outlets, plug one power conditioner in and run half your stage and the other, because it keeps everything nice and keel, and you flip a lot less breakers.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
Definitely going to be the next investment.
Yeah, and you're into it $90, so
Right.
it's
Worth
it,
it.
yeah.
Definitely.
Well, not only that, it keeps your amps and stuff protected as well, and
Oh,
it keeps
definitely.
clean power to it, and it's
Not over.
That's
so
good
so.
advice.
Oh no, was the song we just heard. We'll get back to that. Walk me through how you wrote that song.
I wrote that song around the first few months that I had met Evan and Ty. And originally what it was I had just met this girl that I'd fallen head over heels for. And I remember it was actually, I think we're at like some 4th of July party or something at the lake. It was summertime. And she asked me to...
Summertime in love, man.
Tell me about it.
Best time.
But she asked me to run and grab something from the house, and I drove out there, and I picked up my guitar, and just not supposed to, but I was like, I'm just working on that. I got this little melody in my head.
Show off.
And I kind of played with it by myself,
What?
and then, started working with it. Sounds awful.
Take that out of context.
Right. Spin it how you want. But started working on it, and I kind of I pulled out my phone and recorded like the first maybe 30 seconds of it, and I was like, oh man, dude, and it's kind of about this girl. And I just kind of worked on it from there and put it into studio. It was the first time I really sent them a full-length track and said, hey man, let's learn this one. It's kind of got a pop punk vibe to it.
Yeah, I
let's
thought so,
see
too.
if this will work. And that really has worked for us as a band with all of our inspirations individually and the groove that we all fit into.
Well, I know you're on constant rotation on our radio station, so our fans who are listening now could hear that kind of representative sample
And
of.
you can request it.
And you can request it, yeah, that's true too. But walk me through what our fans can expect if they see you at the Shamrock next time, or I guess you guys are coming up. You're gonna be playing Mad Rocks pretty soon, and
Right.
yeah.
Evan, we all have different roles outside of our primary instruments and as a band and everything. Evan's kind of taken on the role of a light guy.
No,
Yeah.
are you doing all the For the Birds lights too?
No, they got their own light guy, and
Yeah.
he is phenomenal. Brian.
and Lindsay.
Yep, Brian and Lindsay. They're incredible. Because they actually have like rotating spinning lights that are like these massive each one has to be like $300.
So do you have your own lights?
I do. It's just kind of this little cheap setup on a little stand, and then there's one that we because it was originally all set up on a mic stand.
Yeah.
Or not a mic stand, but a PA stand.
Yeah.
And it would just kind of hover behind Ty as he's playing, and he'd just complain of how hot it got because it's all aimed downward at him.
And they're not LEDs.
They're like LED laser, like strobe. It's just a combination of everything. I'm running everything through its own separate pedal. So it's like I have my little I don't want to really call it a pedal board. It's just that little like all-in-one pedal board that
An effects pedal.
yeah, it's just a little effects pedal. And then like right next to it, I have the whole light setup, so I can kind of control. You know, if the song is starting to slow down, I can actually kind of mellow out the lights a little bit and kind of calm it all down and have either like just these kind of mellow lasers.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So
I've seen it. It's very good.
And then I have a fog machine, but it's like a really tiny one. It's controlled by a remote that's hooked up to said fog machine. It's not Bluetooth. It's just
a wired one.
Yeah, it's just a wired one that like in between every song, I rush over to it, hold down the button for a solid 3 seconds, and then just run away.
When we played in Harper, there was this little kid who got loose from his mom.
Oh my God, this is
And
hilarious.
he got up on the stage, and Evan handed him that little push button. He's like, "Here, push it, and be our fog guy." And he, I mean, he was having a blast.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was just one less thing I had to worry about, so it was just so relaxing.
Yeah. It sounds
You're
like,
hired, kid.
there's probably a need for some light guys in Wichita because I think a lot of bands miss out on a light show. They don't make it a production,
Bring the show.
Bring the show.
Bring the show.
It's like, that makes a difference.
It does. And like at the Elbow Room, even we kind of were told this is the lineup, this is your time slot, and then at the last second it got changed, which that happens often. And so we were kind of getting rushed, and Ty and I are like, Evan, man, like, forget the lights, dude. Just forget it. Like, let's go. He's like, no, man, we got to do the lights. And then once, like, a couple people even came up, like, dude, like, you guys blew people out of the water with even just, like, your stage presence, the lights, man. I was like, okay, maybe Evan's right.
Yeah, because not everybody
We should
listening
take
are
the time.
musicians, and I think
Right.
that's what a trap that we all get into is that, we're all musicians and we think we got to put the best music out. Well, it's not
Right.
just the best music. You do want to put the best music out,
It's entertainment.
but you want to put the best show out.
For sure.
It's
Showbiz.
Yeah, I mean, watching you guys at the Shamrock, I mean, that was part of it that really drew me in, and I'm like, wow, these guys have really got their act together, and it looks good. It's aesthetically pleasing, and the music is great. So, I mean, put it all together, and that's a recipe for success for sure.
Thanks.
So you got to think about opening up your own light show deal, man. Because I'm telling you, bands would probably pay you $50 just to come in and run lights.
Yeah.
You make a lot of money at that.
I need to
Yeah,
spend a little bit more money on them. And
but hopefully you're gonna be playing, so you can't.
yeah.
That's kind of the goal, right?
Right.
What's the strategy for you guys? What's your booking strategy going on right now? Are you just kind of
Last summer, it was a lot different compared to how we've done it this year.
Oh, big time.
Last summer was when I was going through kind of a bad breakup or whatever.
man? That seems to generate some stuff for you guys. doesn't it?
It definitely did because I was talking to whoever I could, any
Oh my
promoter. I mean, I know at one point it got to a point to where we did 3 shows in 1 week in Wichita, and Evan and I were about ready to punch each other at the end of this week.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Well, like the night that you came home after that breakup, because like it was the night that we were supposed to jam, and like Ty and I were just sitting down in the basement, just kind of like waiting on Garrett, and he just like comes in, he storms down the basement, and we're just like, hey man, like what's up? And he's like, not gonna talk right now, and he just
Okay.
throws on the guitar, and he's just freaking wailing and screaming
That's
the
all it
entire
was.
time.
Just chugging and just
And we were like,
getting those emotions
Thank
out.
God
Yeah.
for music, man.
Oh, big
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
heartbreak definitely hurts.
So,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
so what are you guys doing now? Are you just reaching out to the certain places that you want to do? Are you trying to get out of town? You're trying to.
Yeah.
Really trying to get out of the state.
Yeah, we've got one of our friends, Brad Newman. He's actually kind of taking on almost like a manager type role to get us out of the state because he's got a lot of connections with just friends and people that he knows. And so one thing that we're planning on doing, and hopefully we could bring another band, that'd be really cool. But what we're wanting to do is do like kind of a 4 to 5 day trip as like a tour basically for a week. And he's got family up in St. Cloud, Minnesota, or kind of around there. So what he's wanting to do,
straight up 35. Yeah.
right? What he's wanting to do is do like a stop in Kansas City, then the next night stop in Cedar Rapids, and then stay with his parents or whatever in Minnesota, play 2 shows there, then make our way back on
Hitch
one
your way
day.
back. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, an I-35 tour.
And for sure, the best would be an I-25 tour.
Oh, yeah.
I-25, like Fort Collins, Longmont, Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
And out the West Way.
Absolutely love the music scene in Fort Collins.
Yeah.
And it's so different from Wichita, too.
Yeah,
big time.
That's one of the questions that I ask a lot of bands that had travel that come through here is that how our music scene is different than others. And I think we have a great music scene.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
I mean, especially within the last 10 years, how much it's changed.
Yeah, it really is. And it's because of guys like you, we're getting better music coming up, and there's, it's rare that you go out and see a bad band anymore.
Oh,
right?
right.
It's like, that just doesn't exist, and
You get some friends, if you want to call them that, sometimes when you try to get them to come to your shows. Like, we played in Hutch, and I had a friend there, and she lived like a block away, and I told her all week, like, man, you come out to the show, we'll finally be in your town, and had an excuse that she couldn't come. I was like, whatever. But even in Fort Collins, like, I stayed with some friends out there, and they're like, yeah, dude, he's got a band, check him out. They're like, man, where you playing? Like, next, what's the next show? I was like, it's in Wichita. They're like, oh man, that sucks, man.
Yeah, that's.
So I mean, they really embrace anything local out there, and that's how Wichita is starting.
I think
to
that's
turn
how we're
out
getting.
too.
Yeah, I think we're pretty proud of our flag, and I think that's
sure.
bleeding over into everything. We're pretty proud of anything that's ICT.
And even like the city government is starting to really jump in on local stuff and just make it more local friendly.
Yeah. Yeah, I was driving around a couple nights ago, and I was just thought, man, I remember when I was a kid driving down Douglas, how blah this place was, and now there's lights. And, there's nothing.
Down.
Did you used to drag Douglas, or did you drag Seneca?
I didn't really drag anything. I was too busy getting stoned out in the country. I didn't make it.
I was
into
riding the
town,
transition.
You were dragging on something.
You could drag
dragging.
Douglas, and then the cops started shutting down Douglas, and then so we started dragging Seneca. But yeah, just reminded me that this city is just changing, and I think it's for the good. I think we've got a grassroots effort in our music, and like what Tim's doing at ICT-Radio is helpful for sure. And
We love you, Tim.
we love you, Tim.
Yeah, we love what we're doing, and we love you guys, love all the musicians in town, and it's just been really fun for us. And I get to come in and talk to all these great people, and I've met so many wonderful people and so many talented musicians. Just couldn't be happier with the direction we're going.
So where can our listeners find you guys?
You can find us on, pretty much almost any social media platform except for Pandora, I believe. I'm not quite sure what our issue is with that. We go through DistroKid.
Okay.
But I mean,
Pandora's
iTunes.
a little tough to get in.
Yeah,
That's
they've been
that's
having a lot of
different thing.
issues with it. But I mean, Google Play,
Spotify.
iTunes, Spotify, any streaming service
Deezer,
really,
all
and
those,
even on
yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
For like a free
ICT
stream.
Radio.
Yeah, ICT Radio.
ICT-radio.
Yep, got to get that dash.
Dash.
Well, make sure you guys find these guys on Facebook. They're on facebook.com/leftwithoutnotice, correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, we also have our own website too.
Yeah, we do.
It's
Yeah, we just launched a
leftwithoutnotice.com.
website.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
What is it?
Leftwithoutnotice.com.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Make sure you guys go out and check these guys out. You're going to be playing, hopefully, at Mad Rocks in a couple weeks, right? First weekend of November.
That's if we can get that slot. I mean, the situation's changed,
Yeah.
but if we do have it, it'll be November 16th. But as of right now, the official next scheduled show. Oh, I actually almost forgot. November 23rd.
Right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You want me to double check?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's with Gravity Waves.
Oh
They're
Which they
great.
just dropped a new EP.
Yeah,
Another one of
just
my
heard their-
favorites.
For sure.
We just had some of their new stuff come out on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they we got to play with them at Barleycorns right after I broke my hand, and we talked with them, and they were right up our alley. We really love their music, and they had asked us to play. I can't remember the bar name. It's in Newton.
We don't have it posted.
We don't. We need to get it there.
Yeah.
We'll have it on there by the time
It's
this
in Newton.
podcast.
We will definitely share.
Yeah. Well, make sure you guys find these guys on social media and check out some of their stuff on Apple iTunes and Google Play, Deezer, Spotify, all those digital platforms. You can find us on ICT-radio.com. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ICT-radio. Please go out and check out our Patreon page.
Please. We're hungry. Glenn is so
Hungry.
skinny.
Yeah,
He's
man, I
not
haven't
eating
eaten
all
in a
month.
And I need a beer.
Yeah,
He
but
needs a beer and I need a cupcake.
there's some cool packages that we do. You know, a T-shirt package. Come in and sit in an interview with us, and we can announce you on the podcast and stuff. And it's very reasonable. Help support our
bargain
podcast.
is what it is.
It's a bargain. It
Stone
sure
cold
is.
bargain.
But most importantly, I think everybody in this room would agree. What everybody listening needs to do is find a show and go to shows. That does it for us on the Thirsty Thursday. Thanks again to Luke Wallace. Thanks again to Tim coming in. Garrett, we appreciate you coming in, brother.
Thank you, Garrett.
Yeah.
Thank you, Evan.
It's good to meet you fellas. And check out Left Without Notice.
Thanks, guys.
Recorded live at Red Cat Recording,
Thank you.
Kansas. Hosted by Glenn Shipman. Check out redcatrecording.com. Adios.
All right, everybody, that was Left Without Notice. Dude, if you do yourselves a favor and go catch them guys if you have not caught them yet. They put on a fucking fantastic show.
Yep.
We've caught them. Well, they play for the Birds a lot. And if you haven't caught them, you're doing yourself a favor by going to they're good, dude. Left Without Notice is, I don't know, they just got some dynamics that just fucking entertaining. Nothing crazy over the top. Like,
They're just a 3-piece too, aren't they?
yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
it's
They make a lot of.
It's just good solid music, man. And like just pulls you in, you listen.
They've got several of their tracks in rotation, and anytime we get a new one, we're just excited because we know it's gonna be good.
Oh No is probably one of my favorite songs on the station. Legitimately, like
It sounds.
Oh no,
It sounds quite a bit different than some of their other songs too, which I really.
And it does,
enjoy.
yeah. That's what I was just saying before the break. Whenever we were talking about Stubborn as Crows, was like there's some bands that some songs just sound way different than what the other stuff they got. But and yeah, Oh No it's kind of a little funner, poppier song than a lot of their stuff. But
Yeah, definitely go see him. I went and saw him kind of my little birthday celebration this year for the Birds, and man, they're just a really good band.
oh yeah, I got wrecked that night.
Oh yeah.
I remember hanging out with the band for Left Without Notice. Vaguely, I don't know what I said. I don't remember what I said or talked about, but I was pretty drunk. But
Right.
anyway, I know
I
it's a
know
good
we've been
show,
mean. I know we've been meaning to get him in too for an interview, so I'm really glad we did. And
though. Yeah,
and there's some good ones coming up too. I mean, we got who else do we got coming up?
because Cynthia Roush,
Yeah.
they will be on next week, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds
Uh,
right. Sounds
Who else
about
we
right.
got?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the calendar. But yeah, stay tuned because we might have something really fucking cool kicking as well. Like we said earlier. Haven't finalized anything yet, but we're working on it. We will let you know.
Hopefully, just waiting on an email.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, we want to thank our sponsors. Again, Anisha wasn't on here this week. Maybe next week. Figure it out. But she's the one that kind of coached us through our Sober October. Got us kind of
Hey,
pumped up.
you
for
got
it.
us successfully through it, man.
So that's saying something too. If there's a fucking business card, a stamp on your business, you got us through with 30 days without drinking a drop of booze and eating right,
Fucking damn near miracle, dude.
borderline exercising, walking.
Hey, I got my fucking rate got up there a couple times. But hey, she was definitely the driving force, and you know, I highly recommend her because you know she's the first to admit she's not perfect either. She just wants you to be the best you can be.
Yeah,
And,
and she's very upfront and honest with you. She will tell you exactly how it is, and it's worth it to just get a hold of her and talk to her and see where it goes. Because I've said it a few different times, but I know her personally, and we've had just conversations and discussions about various health things, whether it be eating or drinking or smoking or whatever it is. She's always got some really good advice, and she'll at least make you think. But she is the oh shit, I screwed that one up. Anyway, she provides the right system and the right support and the right accountability to change your health, and your body for good. So give her a call at 316-243-6174. Email her at loveyourselfhealthcoach@gmail.com or go visit her website at www.loveyourselfhealthcoaching.com. She's going to get you pointed in the right direction. If she fucking got us,
man, if she can get us,
up.
if she can get us straightened up, she can get about anybody straightened up. Put that out there.
Absolutely.
Because we're a fucking rough bunch, and it's not easy.
It's like herding cats, probably trying to get us to fucking eat healthy and not drink, and I don't know. She wasn't like strict, but she did point us in the right direction. She's not gonna get them fucking yell at you, and
she's not gonna hold your hand either. I mean, it's you got to have some self accountability as well. But she, people just need that encouragement. I think a lot of times, and
I think that's what I think that's what she puts in your head too. I mean, it says it in her statement. She provides the right accountability. So I think she puts that in your head, like you have to fucking be able to do this. Like you got to want to do it. You can't.
There's no magic wand you can wave over and be like, you're going to be sober. It's not, or you're going to eat right.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
But yes. All right. And so give her a call, email her, hit her up on Facebook. Alpha Heating and Air. We want to thank them guys for keeping the lights on here at the old Thirsty Thursday podcast.
Yep. They're the tried and true sponsor, man.
They are, man. They've been OG. Almost day one, I think. Well, I don't know about day one.
But it's been.
We did this for free for a long time.
Quite a few episodes, they've been with us, and we couldn't thank them enough for seeing our vision and really, I think the way we operate is we want to align with businesses to help promote them. Obviously it's to help us as well, keep doing what we do, but our mission really is to help local businesses with affordable ways to get their name out there, but most of all with products that our listeners can actually use. We're not just going to be like, hey, here's fucking this lumber sale at Home Depot,
Right.
Yeah,
it's something that, it's you actually bought an air conditioning unit from Alpha, and they installed it.
Yep.
And Sean personally.
Yep.
I do not.
I've known him for 31 years.
We're Facebook friends. Seems like a nice fella, but
I've known him for a very long time, and he's also a veteran, and he protected our country in pretty crazy times, might I add. And
it's a lot nicer putting money in his pocket rather than some big greedy corporation that probably inflates the prices on you. And
yeah, because he does a hell of a job too. I mean, gets in, gets out. He doesn't cut corners, because the thing about his business is he's going to use the best equipment, the best resources he can. Because he put a 10-year warranty on this unit, that should say something. And if there's anything that goes wrong, he'll come out and fix it. And obviously he doesn't want to come out and fix it all the time, right? So he's not going to do things the shitty way. He's going to do it the right way. That way he doesn't have to come back out to your house.
That and when you shop local and you have local guys like this do it, he's got his name on that. He doesn't want. you're going to get referred one way or the other. It's going to be good or bad. I mean,
Right.
I think, in a town like Wichita, it's not so big that nobody knows each other. It's still kind of a small town feel. So, he's put his name on that, and you refer him, and word's going to get around that he does a good job.
He does, and I'd rather support him and his family, and because he's just going to go out in the community and support other businesses as well. So I mean, it's a better cycle than giving all your money to one person up top somewhere, and they don't give a shit about you.
I agree.
Like you could call him up if you have a problem, and you have that confidence that he's going to make things right. You're not going to get the runaround. You're not going to get 30 people passing you around like a fucking hockey puck, not knowing what they're even doing. And he actually cares, which is pretty rare, I think, in today's society. But that's why I supported his business, and that's why I wanted to align our company with his business. And all the other businesses we do align ourselves with, because it does no good to promote a business that, one, doesn't do a good job, two, has things that people can't use. What's the point in that? It doesn't help their business, and it doesn't help the listeners.
Right.
It's not sustainable. Like if we have a product that people use that we're promoting, people are more likely to come back to us and want to promote their business with us again, because they're actually getting people calling them. That's kind of the idea. We want businesses that want to grow. And I mean, that's what we're doing as well. We're growing slowly and steadily, and we want to continue that. And that's kind of why we align ourselves with businesses the way we do. But yeah, can't thank those guys enough, and can't thank Love Yourself Health Coaching enough. And all the sponsors that have sponsored shows on our podcast and website and stuff like that. It's just been great support from everybody. And for a while, like Derek said, we were kind of just doing it on our own and kind of forking money out and, trying to help musicians and stuff like that. And that's still our goal. But the long run, definitely try to continue building this thing to where we can put on shows for musicians and stuff like that, and not break the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be our last sober broadcast.
Yep.
I just wanted to add that because Derek kept saying yep, so I wanted to throw that in there. We have one more artist to play tonight. This is a hip hop guy. Just sent us in some tracks. And also, if you guys aren't aware, we have hip hop night every Wednesday from 9 to 10. Richie Beasy teamed up with us. He's from Dub K Street Radio. Does a hell of a job over there, wrangling all the hip hop artists together, and doing interviews with them, and really compiling that area where we're not the best at. We're kind of rock country kind of people, and we do enjoy hip hop. We just haven't had a really good way to get it. So it's been great having Richie do his shows every Wednesday. So if you really like hip hop, you should tune in every Wednesday because the music's phenomenal.
It is. It really is good.
And he does a great job of interviewing people and hanging out. And I think it's here to stay, man. I mean, I listen in, and it's just enjoyable. It's nice. But I don't know if this artist is on one of his mixtapes or not. He does a mixtape as well. He releases, I don't know how often, maybe once a month or something like that. It's kind of a compilation of, 10 to 20 different artists and songs from around the city. And that's fantastic as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if this guy's not on there. I think he's going to make it into our regular rotation as well.
Do we not have him on there already? His name
I don't
sounds
know.
familiar. I thought we had him on there. Maybe not.
I don't think we do, but I think we're going to.
Yeah, it's super good stuff.
But yeah,
super. I mean, very well produced. I don't know who. I wonder who his producer was. I wonder if he did it around here. But it sounds really good, and yeah,
can't thank him enough for sending those tracks in. It's sometimes it's hard to get a hold of some of these artists, and everybody's busy and not got a lot of time. So we thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to send us in tracks and promote. What you're really doing is promoting yourself. So,
all right. Well, you got anything else?
Nope. Let's let him have it.
All right. Well, here's Chief Louie and Call the Plug.
Enjoy.
Later.
Kush. This shit crazy. Smoking on the good. Everywhere I go, yeah, they know. Over and over, I gotta keep telling myself to keep on burning them trees. That shit is good for my health. Every day getting lit, smoking on that moon rock. Mix it with the kush, then take a couple shots. I told myself time and time again that them haters gonna hate. If you out here trying to win, don't waste your time with them fake friends. All about my dividends. My girl smoking weed, my girl smoking weed. Chiefin' on the good, straight chiefin'. Chiefin' on the kush, run the play, call the plug, now I'm getting high. Run the play, call the plug, now I'm getting high. Chiefin' on the good, straight chiefin'. Straight chiefin' on the kush, run the play, call the plug, now I'm getting high. Run the play, call the plug, now I'm getting high. Getting high on the regular, getting high on the regular, getting high on the regular, getting high on the regular. Let me tell you this, you would never catch me smoking on that bullshit. Only high grade shit, that shit that gets you hit. Where I'm from, I'm something like a kush guy, waking bacon every morning, chillin' with the squad. Chiefin' on the good, straight chiefin'. Chiefin' on the kush, run the play, call the plug, now I'm getting high. Run the play, call the plug, now I'm getting high. Chiefin' on the good, straight chiefin'. Straight chiefin' on the kush, run the play, call the plug, now I'm getting high. Run